Have you ever noticed how strange it is that people who earn more money often feel just as stressed or even more stressed than they did before? On paper, it doesn't make sense. A higher salary should mean more freedom, more breathing room, less anxiety. But for a lot of people in the US and Europe, that relief never comes. Let's talk about why. Imagine a very normal situation. You're in your late 20s or early 30s. You get a raise or a new job. Your income goes from, say, $60,000 a year to $80,000. It feels like a big win. But after taxes, that extra $20,000 isn't really $20,000. In many places, it becomes closer to $10,000 or $12,000. Now the subtle changes start. You move to a slightly better apartment. Rent goes up by $400 a month. That's almost $5,000 a year. You upgrade your car. The payment jumps from $300 to $550. That's another $3,000 a year. You start eating out more, nicer groceries, a couple of trips you finally deserve. None of these decisions feel reckless. They feel reasonable, even responsible. And yet, at the end of the year, that extra income is gone. Not wasted, just absorbed. This is the part most people miss. Financial stress isn't caused by income alone. It's caused by fixed commitments. Once your lifestyle adjusts upward, your monthly obligations lock in. Rent doesn't care if work slows down. Car payments don't care if you feel burnt out. Credit cards don't care if inflation rises. So even though you earn more, your margin for error stays thin. Sometimes it gets thinner. Here's a simple example. Let's say before the raise, you had $500 left at the end of each month. After the raise, you now have $600 left. Objectively, you're better off. Psychologically, you're not, because now your spending system depends on a higher income just to function. Any disruption feels dangerous. A missed paycheck, a medical bill, a layoff rumor at work. The stress doesn't disappear, it just moves. There's also a psychological reason this keeps happening. Humans don't measure money in numbers. We measure it in identity and comparison. When income rises, expectations rise with it. You don't just see what you can afford, you see what people like you are supposed to afford. A certain neighborhood, a certain kind of car, a certain lifestyle that signals progress. The pressure is quiet but constant, and because it's socially normalized, it doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like the next step. Over time, this creates a strange trap. You earn more, you spend more, you feel just as fragile as before. Sometimes even more fragile because now there's more to lose. This is why people making six figures can feel broke, not because they're irresponsible, but because their financial system was built around consumption, not stability. Now here's the shift. Financially intelligent people don't focus first on how much they earn. They focus on how little their life requires to function. They don't ask, what can I afford now? They ask, what commitments am I locking myself into? They understand that flexibility is a form of wealth. Low fixed costs mean options. Options mean calm. This doesn't mean living poorly or denying enjoyment. It means being intentional. It means realizing that every permanent upgrade carries a long-term cost that isn't obvious in the moment. The uncomfortable truth is this: earning more money doesn't reduce stress unless your obligations stay relatively stable. Without that, higher income just raises the stakes. More pressure, more dependency, more anxiety disguised as success. Once you see this clearly, something changes. You stop chasing relief through income alone, and you start paying attention to structure. That awareness alone can quietly reduce financial stress even before any numbers change.